What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a little sit down chat about 5 healthy habits that really changed my life. I guess you could kind of also say it's like 5 ways to not be that friend, because everyone gives you their opinions and input and then for some reason you actively ignore it. So it can be really annoying when you're trying to help someone out, and also for you personally it just means that maybe you're not peaking with your mental health or your physical health. So when you're reaching out for help and trying to make some of those changes, you're not really listening, or you're not really taking it in because you kind of aren't ready to do that yet, or you just don't really have the right information to get you going in a good direction. So that's what we're going to do today, is just have a real chat about some of the things that I've been working on myself, and yeah, hopefully that will help you guys. So if you want to, maybe grab a notepad and pen and we'll get started. Okay, number 1 is lack of sleep. I feel like I'm about to yawn as I've literally just said that. When you don't sleep, you obviously are increasing cortisol, which is the stress hormone in our body, and you're probably not gonna turn up for your friends, and you won't be present in like a work setting or a social setting, and yeah, it's really just a crappy state to be in. So it's something that's really good to try and prioritize getting under control. I have kind of always thrown myself into the category of like being a really bad sleeper. And, you know, I put that down to struggling with anxiety for many years, or just having a crazy work and life schedule where it was like, you know, getting up at 6 a.m. every day to go to the gym, and then going to work, and then, you know, catching up with friends. And I never really allowed myself any actual downtime to relax. So I think that prioritizing your sleep is insanely important. Like, you actually can't underestimate how important it is. Because I actually feel like I have so much more energy now, and I really do look forward to catching up with people. And that's because I'm actually going to bed earlier, really putting my phone down and avoiding that kind of screen time before going to sleep, and just making sure that I get the right amount of sleep for me. Because obviously it sort of varies for all of us as well. Like in my early 20s, I could probably happily run off like 5 hours of sleep and be completely energized for the whole day. Whereas now I'm 30 and I kind of find that I really want about 7 hours sleep. That's actually a bit of a challenge, because if you're going to get up really early, it means you actually have to be completely asleep by 11 o'clock. And that kind of means uninterrupted sleep as well, like making sure your room is dark enough. If it's not, you know, investing in a sleep mask so that you can make your environment dark. If you get distracted by noise, I am a notoriously light sleeper. So I sometimes sleep with earplugs. Like on a Wednesday morning down the avenue here, it's like there's this garbage truck that goes down, and I'm like, because it's been locked down, obviously everyone is drinking a lot. So when they throw the recycling in the bin, it's just like, so I make sure on a Tuesday night, that is definitely a night that I'll throw earplugs in, because I don't want to be losing an hour of sleep by just being like, oh, it's garbage truck day. Like, no. On that note, I guess it's kind of also really relevant to point out that whole like the hustle kind of thing that we all sort of got sucked into the last few years was really, really unhealthy, because what it's kind of promoting is like, you know, in your downtime, you should be doing this and this and this. And like, you're never truly getting any time to relax, because there's all this social pressure of comparison is a thief of joy. Like, it's so, so true, because whenever you're overstretching yourself in a day, like, oh, I've got some spare time, so I'll catch up with a friend, and, you know, I've got some spare time, so I'll throw in an extra workout, and that's all well and good, but you're actually going to get sleep deprivation after a little while, and it'll actually lead to long-term disruption of your actual sleep patterns, and eventually kind of burnout. You know, when people say like you're burning the candle at both ends, well, that's really what you're doing. I feel like anytime if you do too much in one day, you're just borrowing happiness from tomorrow, because you're realistically just, yeah, pushing yourself to the point of not having anything left in the tank, and then just hoping that you can sleep and get up refreshed and do it all again the next day. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do 1,000 things at once and always attend every event for all my friends, and I hate saying no. I guess that's a really good point of the whole lack of sleep thing. You actually really just have to learn to say no. Say no to some of your friends, and say no to yourself, and just kind of be comfortable with your decision in saying that, because realistically, at the end of the day, no one has to go to work for you the next day. They might have a different work schedule to you and get to sleep in. And they'll be the exact same person that at 10 o'clock after you've had a nice girls' dinner is the one egging you on to come for an extra wine or something. Actually, what you should be saying is, that sounds great, but it's a Thursday night and I really need to go home and sleep. So that's what I'm going to do. My other tip is really just to be consistent with your sleep time. I am going to show you on the iPhone the bedtime app, and you hit that, it will bring up this screen, which is the bedtime app. I can set my bedtime to 11:15 and my wake time will be 6:55 in the morning. And that tells me it'll give me 7 hours and 40 minutes of sleep. So if I turn that on for Monday to Friday, that will now give me my sleep schedule. You can also set a much calmer wake up tone. I used to wake up to that alarm that was like, I think that was something that actually gave me anxiety when I was waking up, was like waking up to an alarm like that, instead of waking up to one of those like ones that gradually rises up and it's a really nice kind of chilled sound. Whereas when you have that other alarm, you're just shaken out of my sleep. So don't do that. Get a nice normal sounding alarm that you actually enjoy waking up to. Maybe even set it to your favorite song or something. Okay, number 2 is don't weigh yourself. And I don't mean not ever. I just mean not like obsessively, not every day. This may be different for anyone else as well. I literally didn't own scales until probably 2 months ago when I bought some off Amazon. I'm doing a little bit of a fitness challenge at the moment, so I wanted to be able to track my body fat and my weight as I go along. But in saying that, I only weigh myself once a week, and if I'm really not feeling it, I just wouldn't do it. I think that sometimes doing these things excessively can actually be to your detriment, because instead of just kind of having this goal in mind and allowing yourself a realistic time frame to do it. So yeah, I really just think for your own mental health, if weighing yourself is something that's not useful, then just don't do it. I am a really big supporter of this kind of body positivity movement that's going around at the moment. I think it's more about self-love and being happy in your own skin. Like, obviously you might want to look a certain way or feel a certain way, and I completely understand that, because I have definitely upped my workout schedule to 6 or 7 times a week, but I get the mental health benefits out of exercising, and that's why I love doing it and why I'm so committed to doing it every day. But that just means changing up your workouts as well. So I don't do the same thing every day. Some days, if I'm just feeling like something light, I'll do Pilates. If I want to do a really intensive HIIT workout, then I'll do that. I might go for a really long walk with a friend. Finding what works for you and to set a realistic time frame for your goal is much better than kind of obsessively weighing yourself. And I think a body check is a term that I've learned as well, which is, you know, when we kind of just do that in the mirror, I don't know, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 times a day. I don't even know how many times you do that, because you could be in the lift going up to work. It might be your morning check in the mirror. It might be as you're trying on clothing, and it seems harmless, but anyway, essentially what I'm trying to say is just be really kind to yourself, particularly if you are a woman. Our bodies fluctuate as the month goes on, and I really just think if you're retaining water or if you're just feeling a bit bloated one day, it's really not a great time to be standing in front of the mirror and comparing yourself to some beautifully edited photo of someone on Instagram. Don't let an inanimate object such as a set of scales dictate your self-esteem, because there's so much more to life than being a specific number. Okay, number 3, having a positive state of mind. And no, I do not mean being happy every single day. I find that mildly psychotic when people are a little bit too, oh my God, everything's so great. Like, no, life has its ups and downs. It's really good to be realistic about that. I think that is labeled toxic positivity. And it's really not helpful, because you're not allowing yourself to feel and experience the full spectrum of emotion. So definitely don't feel the pressure, I think, to follow the status quo and sort of submit to that societal norm of like needing to put on your best face all the time. I think that's why we have such a bad problem with mental health at the moment, really, because so many of us struggle to sort of reach out for help or to actually identify with people when we're not really doing okay, because you don't want to be a bit of a downer on a social situation, or, you know, needing to lean on friends and then feeling like a little bit guilty or something like that. I've been there myself when I was going through a really rough breakup and a little sort of period of change, and just found the more people I reached out to, they were really actually genuinely wanted to help me. And I'd be the exact same if my friends came to me. So I think really surround yourself with a great circle of people, or at least just one friend that you can really confide in. And I think if you do find yourself slipping into a bad headspace, really good to just step away and reset, or, you know, just think, I'm just having a day. Like, it's not something that's permanent. Like, we can choose our state of mind at any time. So if you're going to wake up and you're just feeling really grumpy, maybe if you go for a walk, or, you know, listen to some music, or listen to a really great podcast, it could completely flip your whole day around. Instead of thinking, I'm just going to carry this grumpy state with me all day long. I think Turia Pitt, she has an incredible book that sort of focuses quite on that as well. And it was I get to. That's something that I try and integrate into my thoughts if I'm ever feeling really negative, is I get to go to work. Some people don't have that opportunity, or I get to go travel, or I get to live in an apartment by myself. So just being really aware of your environment and just being grateful for what you have. I think practicing gratitude is a really good step in maintaining a positive state of mind. Number 4. This is watch out for know-it-alls. I have always been someone who's got a really open-minded approach to learning from everybody around me, whether that be the movements that we've seen at the moment, like Black Lives Matter, or people of color in general, or learning about different genders. It's really empowering to educate yourself. Watch out for people that are just really going to get in your face about the fact that their side is right and they know absolutely everything. I think we all know to be completely untrue. None of us have all of the answers. Be really egotistical and stupid to go about your day thinking that you know absolutely everything and no one can ever correct you, because you'll limit yourself from opening your eyes and learning, you know, a range of people about so many different things. So being a really open-minded person, and if you find that there are toxic people like that around you that are really closed-minded and going to tell you what's what, then they're probably not the kind of friends that you need in your life. I think what I also mean on that point is the kind of friends that are really judgmental, or they sort of struggle to be happy for you. I don't really know what the point of that sort of friendship is, so I would definitely question anybody, again, in your life who's like that. The sort of person that when you tell them some good news that you've had, or if you're making a change, that they're kind of giving you these really judgmental responses, or being really sarcastic about it, like, oh, that's not going to work, or why would you want to do that? Instead of just being really supportive and excited for you, surround yourself not with people that won't tell you the truth, because that's also going to do more harm than good, but you want to have like people that hype you up and they get really excited for the things that you're excited about. Okay, last but not least, number 5, because I'm sitting on a pillow on the floor and my butt is getting pretty sore, so I want to wrap this video up. A balanced diet. Cannot underestimate how much your diet is absolutely amazing for you, for glowing skin, for making you feel really good, getting the right amount of nutrients. I actually got told by a PT at a gym once to go and get a full blood test from my GP, and I thought, yep, cool, why not? It's a bulk bill GP, and it would just be really interesting to see what my actual health is like. Calcium and your potassium, your liver health. I even got them to check my fertility, because I mean, we all just assume that that's fine, but I've never really known. So that was something else interesting that I got them to check. And yeah, I'm anemic, so I'm always low in iron. So that's something that I regularly have to get checked anyway. But yeah, I just got a few extra vials of blood taken, and it was actually really interesting. If you're not like needle phobic and you can actually handle it, it's not that painful. It's literally, I think, one more large vial of blood or something they take. It was really insightful. Like, I almost kind of want to do it once a year just to like track myself and yeah, see my progress in different things. When I kind of cut out drinking, and I say cut out drinking, like I didn't completely cut it out. I definitely still love a glass of wine, but I was going out and probably binge drinking compared to now, where I would maybe have 2 to 3 glasses of wine in total just on like a Saturday night, and that's me done for the whole week. Kidney and liver health is back to completely like 100%. Previously, combined with my bladder illness, it was really, really bad. And I was getting kidney infections, which are actually quite serious. And I ended up hospitalized for one of those once. So it became really important to me to track my food. And yeah, I think a blood test is a great way to see how well your body is actually absorbing the different nutrients as well. Also, if you have a really good relationship with food, you'll kind of be living to eat and not eating to live. I am obsessed with food. It's probably a little bit weird how much I talk about food, but I really love cooking and making really healthy alternatives to a lot of different things. Yeah, I think I really enjoy making different salads, or like a wrap which has so many different colors of vegetables. You're kind of eating the rainbow. Something else that's been good about this little temporary shift to working from home is that I don't have access to a snack drawer in my work desk. I think that is called absent-minded eating. It's something a lot of us are probably really guilty of when you're busy, or I don't know, you're just bored and you can literally just sit there and finish like a whole packet of Cobb's popcorn or like a whole thing of nuts. And while those snacks aren't really unhealthy in their own right, they are if you eat whole packets. I looked into a few different YouTubers who talk about intuitive eating and think it's great to just eat when you feel hungry and when your body is giving you those natural hunger cues, and not just eating at 1 p.m. because that's what you've done every day. That will be a little bit difficult when I go back to my normal working schedule and we have a set lunch hour, and you won't just be tempted to snack all day long because you're just kind of filling a void. The only other tip I have, and I don't have it with me because I left it at work and it's been there since March now, is my timer water bottle. I got it from a company called Healthish, and it literally was a huge water bottle, 1 liter or something, and it had the time of day on it. And then if you flip it around, it had the evening times on it, which is really good for me because I'm terrible at drinking water. I'm actually so thirsty right now, so I'm gonna go and get a drink of water straight after this. It really got me back on track to being properly hydrated, which, as we know, is really good for your body inside and out, and also your skin. So that's it. That is 5 tips that can change your life. I hope you found it useful. And if you did, please leave me a comment down below and hit the like button. I would love if you would subscribe to my channel for more of this kind of content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.